President Biden issued an executive order yesterday that will shut down asylum requests at the southern border when crossings spike. Under the order, border officials will stop accepting requests when daily encounters reach an average of 2,500 migrants at legal points of entry. The shutdown will go into effect immediately. As Department of Homeland Security officials say, encounters have reached 4,000 migrants daily. The border will only reopen once the number falls to 1,500 migrants. Joining us now is Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas. Thank you very much for being on the show. Obviously, this has had mixed reaction, even from Democrats. But explain how this works. What happens as this executive order goes into effect? What happens to the excessive number of migrants trying to make a cross over the border?
Mika, good morning, and thank you for having me. The goal here is to reduce the number of people who come to the southern border of the United States and cross illegally. Our goal is to drive people who seek and need humanitarian relief into the lawful, safe, and orderly pathways that we have built. And so individuals who arrive at our border and cross illegally will be barred from asylum, with exceptions. However, 1,400 people who have made appointments through our CBP One app will be able to seek asylum in the United States through our ports of entry. Individuals who have accessed our parole program for Cubans, Haitians, Nicaraguans, and Venezuelans will be able to access asylum relief in the United States. We have built an unprecedented number of lawful pathways, but we are going to secure our border and reduce the number of people who are encountered at it.
Mr. Secretary, good morning. I think the question for a lot of people, and not just conservatives here, but is what took so long to get to this place? And we can go well before the legislation that a group of senators, bipartisan group of senators, work hard to present. And then, of course, Republicans in the Congress turned their backs on it on the instruction of Donald Trump. But going back even further than that, a system that allows people to show up at the border, claim asylum, sometimes legitimately, sometimes not, and then move into the country because they know it's going to take years for their asylum hearing to come up. Why did it take so long to get to this place, which does seem rational to many people?
Well, 2 points. First of all, you have seized accurately upon the fundamental problem with our asylum system, that it takes years and years, and we need Congress to fix it. Only Congress can provide the enduring solution, which is legislation. But let's take a look at the chronology. On day one of his administration, the president presented Congress with a comprehensive legislation to fix our broken immigration system. Since then, and up until May of last year, we have been operating under the public health order of Title 42. When that order was lifted in May of last year, we drove the numbers down, despite some predictions that pandemonium would ensue. Shortly thereafter, the president implored Congress to fund this department and other departments that administer our immigration laws, as we need to be resourced. He, in August, submitted a supplemental funding package. Then again in October, he submitted another supplemental funding package. And neither was picked up by Congress, most regrettably, most unfortunately. We then went into an arduous, hard-working process to develop bipartisan Senate legislation that would have fundamentally fixed our asylum system and once and for all properly resourced this department and the Departments of Justice and State. Twice, Congress failed to pass that legislation, and so the president took this executive action within his lawful authorities.
Mr. Secretary, good morning. You just outlined the domestic political challenges with what's happening at the border. But of course, the United States is not alone in this. There's also Mexico, and they just had a new election. So can you tell us the relationship and the guidelines you're going to use as you approach the new administration there? Are you hopeful that they will cooperate?
We have built a very strong and productive partnership with Mexico, with President Lopez Obrador. We expect that strong and productive partnership to continue under the presidency of Claudia Sheinbaum. And this challenge of migration is a regional challenge, and it requires regional solutions, not just in partnership with Mexico, but in partnership with other countries, such as Costa Rica, Panama, Colombia, Guatemala, Ecuador, and the like. We are experiencing, not just at the southern border, but throughout our hemisphere and around the world, an unprecedented level of migration, an unprecedented number of displaced people. And regional challenges require regional solutions.
Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas, thank you very much for coming on the show this morning. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right.